Alright, so I just wanted to do a quick Sentinel video on reflag. I've been thinking about doing this video for a while, because I think like I'm pretty analytical with the game, like at least as far as it comes to as far as like execution and like honestly training mode goes. So yeah, this is just kind of like a rough cut version of an idea that I have for a video. Again on refly. Like I had hoped to make it with some actual production value, but it's become pretty apparent to me that that's not going to happen anytime soon. So let's just jump right into it. Let's talk about Sentinel. Let's talk about refly, and let's break it down into let's break it down into its individual parts, so that people who are on that refly grind that are trying to pick up the skill of refly can identify what they're doing wrong and figure out the spots where they can make small improvements. Um, so, like, obviously, you can't diagnose what you're doing wrong if you can't describe it. So, like, even though it's obvious, let's break it down to exactly what refly is. So, it's generally doing an attack, unflying, then flying again, then doing a fast fly and an attack, right? So I think one of the pitfalls that people fall into when they're picking up refly is they are just focused on just how fast it is, right? It looks fast, it is pretty darn fast too, but I think when you're picking it up, it's really important to realize that there are parts of it where it's crucial to slow down. So I'm not by any means saying that refly is slow, the motion is slow. Nah, it's fast, but you have to know where you can slow it down. So where are the parts where you benefit from slowing down that unfly and then fly again motion? Well, the first part is during the hit stop of the actual attack. So let's take a combo example. Let's do launch, light kick, and then fast fly light kick, and then refly from there. All right. So right there, after that fast fly light kick, there's a phenomenon in this game where if you if you make inputs on the stick and buttons during hit stop of an attack, so that's like right there when the attack is hitting in the handful of frames after, um, inputs are lost. So there is a way that you can do the refly motion so quickly that you're actually shooting yourself in the foot and you're going to lose input. So say off of the hit stop from that fast fly light kick, say the game only registers like down back back or even just like back two kicks, something like that. You're not going to get a flight. You're not going to get the unfly right away. So that means that your next flight motion is just going to be a fly. So or it's just going to be the initial unfly, if that makes sense. So you're only going to get one flight motion. So if you're unable, this is something that if you're unable to break it down and visualize the individual parts, you might just think that you're not doing refly fast enough when something like that happens, right? So just say I'm sloppy and that's all I get, right? That's kind of simulating the phenomenon that happens with input loss during hit stop. So yeah, you might just assume again that you're not doing it quick enough, and then you'll be banging your head against the wall because you'll be getting faster and faster, and you'll be still having the same fault in the combo. So again, hit stop off of attacks in this game, sometimes inputs are lost, and it's not all situations aren't created equal. So say that example we use with this launch light kick, fast fly light kick, refly light kick, the frames lost during the hit stop aren't going to be the same as the frames lost when we do something like this. Oops. Whoa, let's try that one more time. Yeah, so like that same situation, the execution frames that are deleted by hit stop are going to be completely different. And at least that's my understanding from the video Magnetro put up on the button cancel fast fly. So I think basically the important thing to note is that there isn't a magic answer that you can that will describe how you can circumvent this. It's sort of something that honestly you just have to get by feel, quote unquote, like intuit, or you just basically have to like intuit the amount of delay that you have to have before you do that refly motion. It's just something that you got to quote unquote get a feel for, man. There's not an easy way, unfortunately. So we got that out of the way. And actually, one more thing on that is I think this plays into, in large part, the phenomenon that sometimes where players say that sometimes refly just goes away, especially when you're just learning it. I think it goes away like because you might be grinding a particular setup with one series of attacks leading into a fast fly, or sorry, leading into a refly, and then move on to another one, and suddenly that frame loss, the frame loss from the hit stop, is a little bit different. So what was working for one setup might not be working for another, and that may be in large part why sometimes it just seems like refly goes away. So that is the first place where you benefit from slowing down the refly motion, and that is just making sure that you're not doing your first fly motion after the hit preceding the refly. So in this case, it's right there. Um, you want to make sure that you let that ride for a little bit of time before you start doing your refly, because you want to ensure that you're going to get two flies and not lose some inputs and be sloppy and just get one or one and a half, because obviously one and a half ain't going to cut it. So that there, with that hit stop and the input loss, that's the first place where you're going to really benefit from slowing down the refly motion. Where's the other spot? So the other spot is actually the fast fly movement that you do, the travel that Sentinel does when you get a good fast fly. So if you do refly very quickly, oops. If you do it very quickly, you can see there, my Sentinel wasn't really moving very much. I was fast flying a little bit, but not I was fast flying and moving a little bit, but not very much at all. And you can see that after a while, I'm going to space myself out so that I can't continue to combo. See right there, I would be hard pressed to get a seventh hit there that was a short. I might have been able to do it with a jab, probably, but um, without getting good fast fly travel during the reflies, you're not going to be able to continue comboing for as long as you want to with Sentinel. So to really slow it down, if you really slow it down, you'll see that my Sentinel moves quite a bit more, and I'm able to get a lot more refly attacks in just by slowing that down quite a bit. So how do we keep ourselves in check, right? Because the tendency when you're picking up refly is to do things really fast, because that's just like what it feels like, especially when you're learning, is that the answer is to do it two flies as quickly as you can. But as we've seen, it's important to slow it down, but it's not doing the flight motion slow. It's those two pauses that I'm describing. So with the fast fly, you really want to slow that down. And the way to get better at that is, number one, forget about the combo counter. You want to just make sure that you are moving with that fast fly. Let it uncombo. Let me see if I can do it. Yeah, let it uncombo like that. And just make sure that you can really see just how much Sentinel can move during the hit stun of those refly light kicks. And you'll see there, I'm trying to uncombo, but I'm getting a lot of these to combo. So that's the important thing. Forget about that combo counter and just get as much travel as you can when you fast fly during these reflies. That's the key. All right. So another on that note of forgetting that combo counter is even a thing, I just want to reiterate: don't fall into the trap that you absolutely need to see that number increase for your reflies to count. Um, when you're grinding, you don't want to focus on that, because like say you have like the fastest joystick hand on earth. If you're sloppy with it, it doesn't mean anything, right? So you want to train just the if you're just going for raw speed and you want to see that number on the combo counter go up, you're cheating yourself out of the real benefit of grinding the raw refly motion, because that's really what you want to get good at. It's not important right away to see the combo counter go up, man. So what you want to do to train that is it's simply this: normal jump up, forward, short, fly, unfly, land. Grind that. Do it until your hands are numb, man. It's boring, it's not sexy at all, but you gotta do this. This is the way, right here. What you do is you just do that and you get faster and faster and faster. But you can do it hella slow, man. Just get a feel for it, because this is the skill right here. It's normal jump up forward, and what that simulates is getting a good fast fly. It's tough to hit that diagonal up forward fast fly when you're getting reflies, at least in the beginning, but that's the most optimal one for combos, by and large. So you just want to do this. You want to do this, and you want to get as fast as you can, and that's not going to, the beauty of it is it doesn't combo, so you can't get lost in that mind game where you want to see that number get bigger and bigger. This is just the way to grind the raw skill needed to get nice, quick, but clean fly on flies, or unfly flies for those reflies. This is it right here. So what other drills are there? By the way, yeah, again, do that forever, dude. Do it until you get bored and then have to do something else. And just like as a random aside, when you're labbing in this game, when you're trying to establish new muscle memory, you don't want to get like cramped up and try one thing for too long. If you get frustrated, or if you get bored, or you feel yourself getting sloppy or too tense, just switch in like another character and mess around with something else, because that's it's gonna keep your muscle memory. It's gonna keep your like muscle memory that you're trying to build from getting like too tense, right? You're not going to be, if your muscles are tense, you're not going to be able to like train them with this new movement skill, right? So that's just like a random aside. But we were going to talk about like another couple of drills that you can do for refly, for grinding refly besides just this. And what that is I would do this one, right? You do spit, and then you do like out right there. I'm doing a double, I think. So I'm doing spit, fast fly, light kick, and then I'm doing double refly. And that's what you want to do after that. I do the spit. I think the spit into the fast fly, light kick is an important skill to develop. So that's why I include it in the beginning of this part of the drill. But then, I just dropped Geef by mistake there. But then what you want to do is, say like I'm doing that fast fly into a couple of reflies. Then I want to hammer them with a frying pan, and then fly on fly and catch him with another light kick. And it's not going to combo, but it sets them up to bounce a bit, and then you can just practice as soon as possible. You can just throw yourself right back into it. So for the first rep, again, I like to do this with a beam, and then I like to just do it without. I thought Geef was going to grab him. You can even just run back that beam part of it. But the key with this, with the frying pan, again, what that lets you do is just get right back into the rhythm of training the refly. And it's not super important that it combos all the time. The most important thing that you want to do is get the refly button that you're using to animate, because that means that your inputs are at least clean. You can worry about speed later, but just make sure those inputs are clean. So yeah, we got this one. We've got this. Oops. A little sloppy right now. And then into the more frying pans. And like when I really get grooving, what I like to do is I'll do down spit, fast fly, light kick, and then I'll do doubles. I'll do double reflies into frying pan for a while, and then I'll try to get as many of those as I can, and then I'll try triples, and I'll go up to like quads. I'm not getting like 5 except on a good day lately, but that's how you do it, man. You do spit, fast fly, light kick, into some refly light kicks, and then you loop it again off of the frying pan. This is another way. If you just want to practice this is good too. Just do this. You can do it nice and slow at first, then you build up your reps after that. That's really it, man. This I actually stole that from Chaos. That just trying to practice clapping them down with the frying pan, and then picking up the combo again. It's just a fast way to reset the situation so that you can just keep grinding it. I guess that's about it. Like in short, refly is fast, but don't get trapped into thinking that speed is the only thing. You want to take note of where those two pauses are. The pause for the inputs eaten by the hit stop, and the pause that will allow you to take full advantage of the fast fly movement part of the refly. Um, the drills demonstrated at the end, I kind of really wish I was able to get it going a little bit better, just to show like how I consistently loop those. But I'm it's pretty late, and I don't have the execution in me right now. So maybe I'll do another vid on what those drills like really look like. But I think the big takeaway here is, again, speed is not the only thing with refly. You've got to take advantage of the times where slowing it down are beneficial to you. So that's it, man. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Peace.